Hello again. My name is Derrik Hubbard, and I'm the endorsed local provider for Dave Ramsey. We've been talking over the last couple videos about what we're calling the 8 keys to your personal financial plan. And in the last video, what we talked about was the foundational first key, and that's all about blueprinting the future financial goals that are important to you. And if you remember, there were 4 aspects to each of the goals as you're blueprinting them. It's the what, it's the when, the how much, and also the why of every short and long-term financial goal that you want to be able to accomplish. So that's key number 1. It's about blueprinting. Today we're going to talk about the second key to a personal financial plan, and that focuses on not the future, but where you are today. It's really about what I call benchmarking your current financial reality. Think about it this way. Whenever you make a journey, in addition to knowing your destination, in order to really make sense of a course that you would chart, you've also got to know where you are today in order for that map to make sense. Well, in the exact same way, if we're going to get to where we want to go financially speaking, we also have to know where we are today on the quote financial map, so to speak. And it's really in 2 key areas that we quote benchmark our current financial reality. So let's talk about these 2 benchmarks. The very first benchmark of your current financial reality is what's called your net worth. And if you've never understood the concept of net worth, it's very simple. It's what you own minus what you owe. Another way you could look at it is it's your assets minus your liabilities. And the whole concept of net worth is extremely important because if you think about it, what you own and what you owe, that net worth, it's really like an x-ray or a snapshot. It shows you the result of every financial decision you've ever made in your lifetime. On the one hand, on the asset side, those are the financial resources you have accumulated so far that you have to work with. Those are the things that you're kind of starting with as you're attempting to accumulate toward each goal. On the other hand, the liabilities side of the ledger, those are those past decisions that you made in order to take money from the future in order to have something today or enjoy something today. So, first benchmark, it's our net worth, assets and liabilities. What about the second benchmark? Well, the second benchmark is what I call your cash flow. And conceptually speaking, cash flow is pretty simple. It is what goes out minus, or I should say what comes in minus what goes out. And the difference between those 2 is simply what I call your cash flow margin, or it's your savings. It's really the ability and the skill to spend less than you earn. It's really the fuel, so to speak, of your financial vehicle, because that's what moves you forward each year during those accumulation years. So, concept number 2, key number 2, what we're talking about today, you've got to know these 2 financial benchmarks for your current financial situation. It's about your net worth, what you own and what you owe, and your cash flow, what you bring in and what you spend or what goes out. Net worth, when you think about net worth, conceptually speaking, you could think of net worth similar to where you are on the map, financially speaking. If we're using this trip metaphor, our goals are where we're trying to move toward, or our destinations. Our net worth really is where we are today on the map. Now, cash flow, on the other hand, we would use cash flow, this concept, as it's the velocity or the speed at which we're traveling. Okay, so if we put all 3 of these aspects together, we've got where we are right now, it's our net worth. We've got our destinations where we want to ultimately travel to or head, and that speed at which we're moving is our cash flow margin. It's our ability to spend less than we earn. So that's it. Key number 2, knowing our current financial reality. It's benchmarking those 2 issues, where we are in terms of our net worth and the speed at which we're traveling, and that's our cash flow, or our cash flow margin. So in our next video, we're going to move on to key number 3, and that's all about bridging the gap between where I am today and where I want to be. A lot of times when we put all the numbers together and we quantify how much is enough, we're going to end up with a gap. And that gap is what we'll tackle in our next video. Now, you've had the opportunity to watch several of these videos. You know by now that I don't bite, and that I would love to chat with you for a few minutes through the discovery call, which you can schedule simply by clicking the green link below. And we can talk about how I can help you implement each of these 8 keys into your unique situation. So if you haven't done so, schedule that discovery call, click on that green icon, and I will look forward to seeing you at our next video.